Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakradash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who will teach well, teaching His truth in its entirety. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out there. Again, it's your brother Kalab, also go by Hope, Grace, and Mercy. And this is a quick testimony I want to give. I was out, just getting some exercise, riding my bike. And I was listening to the brother from New York, Brother Pashai. The brother be dropping some edifying lessons on a daily basis. And the brother was giving his testimony. And, through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Shem Yahushai, I was able to, listen to it while I ride my bike. And it was powerful. The brother gave his testimony, in regards to how Yahweh Shem Yahushai came through for him in the clutch. The Lord showed up and like they say, showed up and showed out. All right, so I just want to give my testimony because, that was powerful. I actually turned around and came back to the house, because I wanted to also give my testimony as well. Hopefully, it's edifying, but, most of all, a faith booster in the times that we living in. I'm going to get a testimony, make a long story short, and I'm going to get a couple of precepts. But my testimony, I just call it my storm because, a couple of months back, I was going through my storm. Catching hell from left, right, what I'm saying? Honestly, just coming from everywhere. Me and my rib, was having some problems. I moved out of the house temporarily, had a stressed out job. So, I'm bouncing from hotel to hotel, still got bills, I still got to take care of my duties and stuff. But, through it all, make a long story short, I kept the faith, I kept on believing, I kept doing the work. And, another quick backstory, my job was stressful because, it's sales, and I knew that it was time for me to make a move because I'm not getting these commissions paid out, and it was like a stressful job. So I had an interview, months prior to when, I started going through my storm, and I never heard back from the people from the company. And one of those Edomite jobs. You apply and you just apply, and go for the gusto. But I never heard back from them, and now I'm bouncing around. I'm tapping into all my savings. What little money that I have, I'm using it on a day-to-day basis. It's kind of like damn near like survival. So eventually, I started applying for more jobs and stuff like that. And, just talking to my close friends, brothers in the truth, brothers in the world that I know, been knowing for a while. And, through it all, everybody gave me their advice and everything. But I knew that, all I had to do was just continue to hold on, and I'm not saying that like boasting, but hey, I am boasting Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I knew that if I continue to seek Yahweh Shem Yahushai in true faith and sincerity and believe that He gonna deliver on His promise, all the things that I'm praying and hoping for, eventually it will come to pass. But you just gotta, you gotta be still, So me and my wife, my ribs separated. I eventually went over to a family member's house, and I can't complain. The family member they laid out the red carpet for me. They made me very comfortable. But at the end of the day, I still got a fam back home. Also, I got bills I still got to maintain and things like that. So, I applied. I kept on going out with the brother. We doing the work. We doing sit down lessons with the brother in Detroit that we congregated with as well. And I just kept on believing. Sometimes I find myself being stressed out about everything that's going on. I'm missing my rib, missing my kids. Life is happening. So like I said, I continue to keep the faith. After camp, me and the brother, we split up, and and I know the brother, he going home and stuff like that to be with his fam, and me, I'm kind of like just winging it. Really, I ain't got no location to go to, or I really don't have no destination that I gotta get to, so I'm just like winging it every day. The one thing that I wouldn't let myself do is start worrying, because that ain't gonna fix nothing. That ain't gonna help nothing. We believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We tied to the greatest thing that could ever be, that we could ever have any dealings with. This is an amazing thing that we tied to. So, the water Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, giving us a healthy spirit of fear. All the brothers that's, teaching on a day-to-day basis, that's edifying, the sheep of the Lord's elect. So we can't, get caught up in the things that's set before us, because all of these things that we go through, all these trials that we are faced with, it's just getting us ready for the big test. It's getting us ready for the big thing that we about to have to endure. Yeah, we're gonna be comfortable sometimes, uncomfortable, Salaka. We're gonna be uncomfortable at times, but guess what? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, he just getting us closer, drawing us closer to where we need to be, how we need to be standing for him, completely in the times of Jacob's trouble, in the hour of temptation that's quickly approaching. Yeah, we got the kingdom coming next, but we got one more battle, And Thawadi Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We praying that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua keep us, So days go by, days turn to weeks. We had months with it now. I done ran through my savings. I'm at the point where I'm, borrowing money from brothers. I had the 2 interviews, thinking, I at least landed both of them. So if one don't go through, I got the other. And lo and behold, they both jobs passed on me. When I thought I had it, like, damn, I thought I had it. Hey, what can you say? I thought I had the jobs, but both jobs passed on me. Most would just start worrying more, but I start worrying less, because I'm like, hey, this is all happening for a reason, and I can't think of not one time that the Lord didn't come through for me. So, like they say in the world, new levels, new devils. So I just had to continue to pray. I fast, for some time. I think for like 21 days. Of course, sending up the prayers and things like that, just doing everything in my power to just remain steadfast and just remain still, until my blessing come through. So, me and my rib, we was out one evening, and it was like after hours, and I get a call from one of the companies that passed on me. And it was an Eve. She had told me when they passed on me in the beginning, she was like, they liked you, but they gonna go with somebody else. And she told me she working on some other things. She was like, just keep checking in with her periodically. She probably have some that might come up later on. At that time, you hear you didn't get a job, you ready to get off the call with them, or you ready to terminate communication. Hey, I didn't get the job. So fast forwarded back to what I was saying. Me and my reel was out one weekend, and I'll never forget, it was a Friday night. Like, it was after hours, probably like 7:30. Corporate don't make no phone calls around that time. And it was the same Eve from about 2 months before. She told me she made sure that was my phone number. Of course, it was me. She was just being professional. And she told me that, they actually considering me for the job, And I'm like, what? She was like, yes. She said, I'm going to give you a call on Monday. Are you available? And I'm like, of course, of course I'm available. She said, I'll give you a call around, blah, blah, blah. And lo and behold, that Monday came. She offered me the position. To be honest with you, it was more money than I never made before. And I'm like, what? You know, I'm on the phone with him. In my mind, I'm saying, the water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And, you know, and I'm making a little small talk with her, telling her thank you and stuff like that. And the Eve told me, she said, doesn't the scripture say, write it plain up on tables? She roughly paraphrased. And, you know, and I said, it does. She said, sometimes you got to write down your vision and what you need him to do for you, you know. And the Eve who told me who offered me the position, she told me what to be looking for in the emails and stuff in a couple of days to come before the position starts. But she also told me when I got off the phone, she said, I know you excited and you gonna call you, because I was out and about when she finally called. But she told me, I know you're happy and excited, you're gonna call your wife and tell her. She said, but before you call your wife, she said, go back out to your car and, you know, send your prayers up to you know who. And I said, I sure will. I told her I sure will, you know. And I got the emails, took care of all the paperwork and stuff like that. Also, you know, me and my rib, you know, like I said, we was ironing things out. And another thing was that my vehicle, you know, I promised it to my son because, you know, it was time for me to pass him a vehicle down. And I was already working on getting a new one. But the thing about the position that I took, you know, after you there for a certain amount of time, you have the option, you know, to get a company vehicle, you know. And I'm not going to go into, you know, what company I work for, whatever, but you have the option to get a company vehicle. So, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai knew that I needed an increase, you know, as far as, you know, find my finances. You know, I also needed a increase in amount so I can get a new vehicle, so I can pass my vehicle down to my son, because, you know, he's 18 now, starting to drive. But, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he blessed me with the job. You know, he blessed me with a job that I can get a company car through the vehicle of my choice, a luxury vehicle if I want to as well. And make no mistake, I know we at the end of this thing and we getting ready to lose everything that we have, you know. But until that time comes, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is the one that sends the increase. So until, you know, Babylon is, you know what I'm saying, down on bending knees, you know, we still got to provide. We still got to work. We still got to take care of our families and our responsibilities, you know. So I just want to, you know, put that testimony out there, you know, because as a faith booster as well, you know, I'm going to grab a couple of precepts, and I didn't mean for this to be long. Let's grab the book of Matthew chapter 21 and verse 22. This is Matthew chapter 21 and verse 22, and it reads, "In all things whosoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive." So, although I was going through my storm, you know, my back was up against the wall, the things that I needed, some of the things that I wanted, I prayed about it. I believe that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai can take care of that for me. Now, do I have a time span on when it's gonna happen? No. You know, that's waiting on the Lord is a part of the game. It's all a part of this ministry. Continuing to wait on the Lord. Continuing to wait. While you wait, still trusting and believing on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You ain't wavering like, is he gonna do it this time? Is it gonna happen this time? Is he gonna make good on his word? Nobody's hiring. It looks like me and my rib, we done. You know what I'm saying? Am I gonna have to start all over again? You know, all those, you know, doubt demons, things that could pop in your head. No, I continue to trust in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because the same power that we serve, not only that got me out my last jam, or the jam before that, or the jam before that, all throughout my life, it's the same power that we serving right now. And just like this, I'm giving my testimony. You know, I know a lot of other brothers and sisters out there, you know, got a testimony that go with this as well. You know, we count the cost serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So we give him praise, honor, and glory, and we thankful when he come through on his and make good on his word. But at the same time, it's almost like we're not surprised because we believe that he would do that. We believe that he can get us out of that situation. You know? All right. Again, I'm gonna grab Matthew 21 and verse 22 again, and it reads, "In all things whosoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive." So all you gotta do is depend, trust, believe, and wait on Yahweh Shem Yahushua and watch him make good on his word. All right, next precept is coming from the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 6. And it reads, "But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh thy power must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him." You know, and ultimately, you know, the reward that we waiting on is to be saved through Jacob's trouble, in Jacob's trouble. You know, we waiting on that salvation, you know, that's going to come from Yahweh Shem Yahushua in the times of the hour of temptation. But, you know, we still under the curses. So until, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua take these curses up off of us, our faith has to remain, well, Salakia. We gonna always have the faith, you know, even after the curses are lifted off of us. But in the time that we in right now, still being under the curses, you know, we got to have faith. The scripture says that it is impossible to please him. It says, "For he that cometh unto Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seeking him." So on this time around, right now in the time that we living in, the skin that we in, we got to go to work. We got to pay bills. You know, brothers might fall behind. Brothers might have different hills. But the Lord deliver us from those as well. You know, when you got faith in him and the things that he can do for you, the things that you asking for, he going to make good on his word. All right, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, starting at verse 8 in the NLT. I'm going to end it off on this. "We are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We are hunted down, but never abandoned by Yahweh. We get knocked down, but we are not destroyed. Through suffering, our bodies continue to share in the death of Yahweh Shai, so that the life of Yahweh Shai may also be seen in our bodies." So we surrounded by trouble. We in hell right now. Hell is a condition played out on earth. We going through hell right now. Jobs, you know, you got finances, you know, brothers catching all kinds of different types of hell. Everybody hell ain't gonna be the same, you know. But we not driven to despair, you know. Although we getting crushed by all types of trouble, you know what I'm saying? We're not unalive by it. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, take it on the chin. You know, we get knocked down, we bounce right back. You know, we can be going through one of the worst times in our lives, you know, but guess what? We make it through it, and then we look back, and that's where the testimony come from. You know, we look back like, dang, how about Shem Yahushua pulled me out of this? And when you telling a brother or sister, or you giving a testimony, it's a faith booster to the ministry, because we all catching hell. I don't know no brother in this walk that ain't catching some type of hell or been through some type of hell, you know? All right. So I'm going to end it off on that note. I hope that it was edifying for any ear that hears this testimony. Whether you be a brother or sister of the faith, keep on fighting. We on the winning side. We already know what the victory is and what it looks like. You know, this is the last merry-go-round. You know, this is the last time we gonna go through these types of hell. So all we gotta do is just continue to remain faithful to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All All right, I'm going to end it off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Radash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, teach well, teaching this truth in its entirety. Shalom.